Hey creative friends, it's Gwen. I'm back today with a scrapbook tutorial video for you all. I've pulled out a Pink Fresh Studio Joyful Day collection. This is an older line and I have quite a lot here that I'd like to try and use up. The other focus for today are these very cute little pictures that my daughter drew many moons ago. They've been attached to a door at our house for, I'm going to guess, around 10 years. They've been stuck to this door in this exact position. I am renovating at the moment, just doing some paint and carpet, and this door needed painting, so I had to pull them off the door. So before I did that, I made sure to take a couple of quick photos because I really wanted to get these onto a scrapbook layout. You also might have noticed that I've positioned them in a very similar way to the way that they were on the door. I want to mirror on the layout the same position that she has placed them in on the door because she placed them there very carefully. I do recall the day that this all happened very well. So I do want to, I want to kind of grab that snapshot of the pictures and then move them across to a layout. So she's actually helped me here with some of the design for the page because if those little pictures that she's drawn are going to flow top left-hand corner down towards the center of the layout, I really only have a couple of spaces left for my photo. I have decided to place it towards the bottom of the page, and then that leaves this top area here for my title. I'm really quite shocked that this is the first layout that I've ever made with her artwork. At least I think it is. I can't recall having done another one, but I know that she has so many little drawings and paintings and things from school and kindy, and I've never ever thought to add them onto my scrapbooking. Have you ever done this? Added your children's or maybe your grandchildren's drawings and artwork into your scrapbook pages? If you have, I would love to know about it. I think for me and for this layout, it was important because these pieces of art had sort of become part of the house, like they had just been there for so long. I didn't want to lose that memory, whereas a lot of the other artwork that she's brought home, you might have it on the fridge for a week or two and then it gets popped away into a box and sort of forgotten about. These pieces of artwork we've been living with for the longest time. So for the artworks themselves, I thought it would be a great opportunity to try and use up some of these frames that came in the collection. I have 2 packets of them and I've barely used any. So my idea is to sort of turn the little mini pictures into a bit of a gallery. I am wishing at this point that I had not stitched the images down, but when I was taking them off the door, I was actually positioning them straight onto the 12 by 12 piece of cardstock there. And yeah, just because I really wanted to replicate that feeling. So I then did take it straight to my sewing machine and added stitching along that top edge there. It does all work out. I am able to sort of position some of the frames around a couple of the pieces there, and I'm really liking how that's looking. It's time to move on to the title, and wow, does it get auditioned in so many different places, but all of them are at that top section of the page. Yes, I did get quite hyper obsessed with the way that the letters were going to nestle in with each other. I hadn't fully figured out the flow for the page, so in this stage I was actually thinking about adding a couple of frames on that top right hand section, and it's only when I realized that the little T part, the bottom of the T there, would fit really nicely in with the word memories that I thought, you know what, let's leave the create sort of more to the right, and then I will just stick to having the frames down the left-hand side of the page. The benefit too of having 2 packs of these chipboard frames is that I can double up on the same shape and size. So that's why I went with the 2 green frames on the left there, and then I've balanced those out with the 2 yellow frames. Did you notice though that there was a little bit of sort of not negative space, but a funny space between the frame and the letter C in Create. I decided I didn't like that, so it gets moved yet again, this time over the edge of the frame there. And it does stay this way for quite some time, but spoiler alert, it does not finish there. I am officially stuck. So what I did do was move on to something that would make me unstuck, and that is embellishments. I pulled out quite a few bits and pieces that I have from the collection, and I did find that the collection matched really quite well with the drawings. Unintentionally, I chose it more for its whimsical feel, and I knew that it had a lot of sort of like little cutesy sort of icons in it. But luckily for me, the colours actually matched really well as well. I end up using a couple more of the chipboard frames. I don't know whether I ended up with puffy stickers, maybe one or two. And I did audition a couple of the banner pieces around the layout. I really like how they ended up fitting together in the end. So it's at this point that I decided I didn't really like it over the frame, and I do like it nestled in near the E and S there. I like how the T flows into the next word there. The issue I have here, though, is that normally when you read a title, all of the words are lined up along the left-hand side edge. Creates the first word in the title, and it does feel very to the right for me. So I have to find a way to fill the gap between the frame and the letter C so that the word create feels more nestled in against the other embellishments there. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to manage here dead space, not negative space. That's something different. Dead space for me is space that's sort of areas in the layout that are trapped. So there might be like a hole in between the embellishments. And in this case, there's for me dead space on the right of the M and on the left of the C. There's like a little tiny gap in there that has to be filled with something to make the word create feel like it's attached to the rest of the layout. It's sort of floating out there on its own right now. So I do have some auditioning to do, starting with this bow. I'm all about them bows. This one is super cute, so I am going to glue that there on the left of the M. And then I found the really pretty circular, what is that, like a pendant down the bottom. And I thought, you know what would balance out everything really nicely? Another circle element up towards the top. And it could in fact fix both of my problems. It could balance out the circle parts, and it could fill that dead space there next to the C. And you know what? That works an absolute treat. I end up using two of the same pink chipboard circle elements, and it balances everything out really, really beautifully. I want to share with you some close-up images of the layout so you can see all of those details. I really hope you enjoyed this share, my creative friends. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to see more videos just like this one. If you're not sure where to go next, try this video right here. I'll see you all next time. Bye!